Top KDP low content books for 2021. Hi, Kerry here from Dream Creative Bee, and welcome to my channel where we show you how to make money online with KDP low content books, Etsy and affiliate marketing with new training every week. So be sure to hit the big red subscribe button down below. Today, I'm going to be showing you the top niches for KDP low content books going into 2021. And I will be showing you the main niche and then showing you different ways that you can be looking at niching down and cross niching. Remember, with the world still in lockdown, still different places going into new lockdowns, people still need to be kept busy, entertained. Some of the schools are not going back here in the UK until at least 18th of January or the 11th of January. There's still lots of online teaching, there's still people working from home, there's people that are shielding, and even though there's a vaccination program coming on board and some people agree with it, some people don't, I'm not getting into that, but there is still all these lockdowns, so there's still opportunity for people, and there's always going to be opportunity in KDP because that is its main business. Amazon's main business is selling books. So let's pop across and let's have a look at the first one. Now, I put education workbooks for kids. I didn't put in letter tracing, number tracing, or anything like that. What I wanted to see was, I wanted to see if there's any big main niche that I can then niche down. Now, obviously, when you do education workbooks for kids, there's over 50,000 searches, and this is in all as well. It's not in books. So there's different things that might come up like flashcards and things like that. But there's areas I can be looking into. So can I be niching down and doing something that's physics experiments for kids? Can I be doing something aimed at anybody on the spectrum, or autism spectrum, and doing things for addition? Is there anything I can be doing about recycling and helping the planet to grow? Prepping for kindergarten, then there's kindergarten maths, spelling and writing. How can I be niching it down? Anger management, is there anything I can be doing with that with regards to low content books? Anything to do with scissor skills? Can I be doing anything that's in another language? If I speak another language like Spanish or German or French, is there anything I can be doing like that to help children? So there's an English and a Spanish book, or an English and French book. What is there that I can be looking at? Can I be looking at doing stuff in about maps and geography, rather than just looking at letter tracing, number tracing and maths and printing? You know, all of these, not all of them are KDP books. In fact, I think none of them are, other than this one, Modern Kid Press. They're using their own ISBN, but it is printed through KDP as far as I know. That's how they started, and this one is definitely KDP because it says independently published. And this is the Create Space, which is pre Kindle Direct Publishing. So there's a couple, but they are the big main sellers there. But there's some ideas that you can be looking at. And again, this is an activity book, my exciting puzzle book, and variety of fun educational. So these are all the different mixtures that I can actually be looking at. So everything you need to know about history, you could be looking at different dates. Cursive writing, can you be doing that? Can you be doing about nature? Phonics is another way. Kids with dyslexia, if you suffer from dyslexia yourself, all the different things that you've used, sight words, first sight words, connect the dots, there's all of these that you can be looking at. ADHD as well, how kids with ADHD are coping, cursive handwriting, any of those. So that's the beginning one. So I would always look in educational and see if I can be doing it. And if some of these things don't work on KDP, don't forget you can be repurposing it and put it on places like Etsy as printables as well. So you're not just stuck with doing that. But then I thought, well, what about educational stuff for adults? So I clicked on there and typed education workbooks for adults as well. And there's things like vocabulary builder for workbooks. So could you be doing a vocab book where people can put their notes in about different vocab that they've learned? Cursive handwriting for teens instead of just for children. So could you also be doing that for adults? Could you do different things? Again, a Spanish workbook. Is there something else I could be putting in there that could be a low content book that would help people. So, you know, there are different things, basic maths. There are adults out there that struggle with maths. So why make a children's math book? Why not make an adult's math book that covers the basic maths principles? And then you can be doing that. Also Spanish as well, keywords in Spanish, writing them down, how they're spelled, how you pronounce them, different things like that. So that is another thing you can be looking at. Then another major niche is obviously the big one that's took off this year is activity books for adults. And then what you need to do is then you need to sub niche that. Now, activity books, there's all sorts that come in that. There's crosswords, word searchers, dot to dot, Minesweeper, Bridges, all different games, colouring in. And a lot of these have took off swear word ones as well. So, and colouring books, all this has got all the main niches in. So you can have a look and see, well, what else could I do? What else could I get in and actually be doing with regard to activity books? And how can I niche myself down? Because if you're just using the title activity books for adults, you are competing with over 60,000 books. So you need to think of an idea that you can niche down with it. So can you just do a crossword book that's niche specifically to a certain area? Can you be calling it something, you know, you can't call it the brain trainer, but can you use something with the brain? Can you use something that says seniors? Can you use something that says for dementia or Alzheimer's? Or here again, another sweary one. So what I did is as well, I looked to put swear word activity books for adults, and this brought this right down to just over 1,000. And the BSRs are brilliant in here: 891, 420, 6,007, 9,072. Then the highest one we're getting up to is about 600,000, but that's the highest one. Can we compete with that? More than likely, because a lot of these are now colouring books. They are not just activity books. In fact, there's only that's one activity book, that's a word search, so that's specific, and the rest are colouring books. So there is one, there's one here that's a crossword book, so that's a type of puzzle book rather than just an activity book. Activity book includes all of those. So yes, that is a niche that you could be going into and looking at for 2021, because everybody's a bit fed up with 2020 and we're taking the same stuff with us into a new year. So then I thought, well, activity books for kids, we know that's a good search. When I've got keywords everywhere going along, it's telling me that there's 8,100 searches per month for this, because people need to keep their kids busy. A lot of kids are still off school. Schools might be open, but they might be off because of their bubble group has got been tested, whatever. It's just a strange time. So again, look in the main niche and then see what's selling and seeing if you can niche it down. Now, highlights, they produce loads of different sorts of puzzle books like hidden pictures, challenges, mazes, things like that. Space as well. Space, could you niche down space? Now, space, if you niche it down on its own, is huge. But could you do something different with that? Could you be using rockets? Could you be using aliens? Could you be using astronauts? Could you be using planets? You need to think a bit outside the box. So here again, there are a lot that you're competing with that are the big publishers that might have this one here, Activity Slayer, I think it is, yeah, is independently published, been out a while, but that really that's your competition. Anything that's independently published is your competition. All the others are traditional publishing houses that spend a hell of a lot on publishing. That is really great cover, that is. And that's not been around too long, but yeah, so they are niching down, they're looking into things. These have become very popular, the human body activity books for kids. So if you are in the medical field and if you know people that can draw, you can outsource this. This is a great niche to be going into because it's very popular. Same with science experiments, things like that. Totally awesome mazes. So there is a lot, and STEAM, or STEM, should I say. STEM is for kids that are really bright with science and maths and different activities like that. And if you go into the school districts, websites, you can usually get information about STEM projects, STEM activities. You can, if you go on Teachers Pay Teachers, and if you go on to the UK equivalent of TES, which is Times Educational Supplement, if you type tes.co.uk, there are information about STEM activities. So that's something else that you can be looking at and doing. So the next one I had a look at is, I thought, well, let's break down and see if there's anything about robot activity books. And this was a specific search with 4 to 8. And again, the search volume has not come very good, but there's only 2,000 there to be competing with. And when I say 2,000, I've got a STEM car here and little booklets, but they are not who we are looking at. That's one. Engineering activities, that's something else to look at, building different things. And then these are colouring pages. Here we get to stickers by letter. So now we're getting to robot colouring books. And then we've got space in and dot to dot. So there isn't really a lot of robot activity books. There's one that is relevant for robot activity books. Don't forget zombies are popular as well, zombies and plants and things like that. So then another one I decided to look at was how to draw books for adults, well, for kids in this instance, but kids love to draw, adults love to draw, and a lot of people have took up the hobby of drawing during these strange times that, you know, a lot of people, when they grow up, they gave it up. So these are different information how to draw, and there's loads of different areas you can go into with how to draw. You can go into how to draw kawaii, anime, chimba, cartoons, all of these sort of things, and then just to how to draw simple things. So you can create these yourselves by doing steps going backwards. So, but if you are yourself an artist, then look into doing this here, or you can outsource it. So how to draw monsters, that's a great one. And it's got a good BSR. Now BSRs are down at the bottom here. And they usually say the sales rank. So the lower the BSR, the better it is selling. Disney are in on the act, how to draw for kids, some more. A lot of these are quite highly priced, which means that you've got wiggle room to actually be spending money on advertising with them as well. How to draw almost anything for kids. And again, there's anime and manga, 5-minute workbook. So that's another, how to draw anime, how to draw animals, how to draw eyes. People like to draw eyes. And then I thought, well, what about adults? How to draw books for adults as well. So they are slightly different, a bit more detailed. How to draw figures, how to draw complete drawing books. So you can either outsource these with your ideas, or you can actually get, if you're an artist, like I said, do it yourself. And then there's lettering as well. People are really into lettering and calligraphy. So that's another niche that you can be looking at and going into. Obviously, stay away from Marvel and DC Comics and Minecraft and all those different trademarked areas when you're doing these. And then this is another one, colouring books for adults. This is the whole niche. So as you can see, there's over 50,000 colouring books, but the volume of search is 165,000. Now, people who like to colour different things. So there is a huge niche. So there's a swear word one. We've seen that with the swear word activity books, and most of them was actually colouring books. So there are different ones. There's patterns, there's flowers, there's princesses, there's witchcraft ones as well, mindfulness, relaxation, meditation ones, cute baby animals, life of the wild, zen doodle, color therapy. But all of these have been around for a long time, people of Walmart. And then the stoner ones. So the stoner ones, again, not being political or anything like that, is very popular. Stoner colouring books. There's 513 stoner colouring books, but look at their BSRs. So 779, 2,486, here 8,200. Then again, swear word ones. So that was 3 stoner ones, 4 stoner ones. And then we get to the sweary ones as well. Hi, that's a stoner one. Drinking animals colouring book as well. So there's a few that you can be going into. So there's only a couple of stoner ones. Cat butt. How do people think of these? Again, another stoner one there. But these are all selling really well. That one is priced too low, in my opinion. And it's independently published, so they're not even covering their cost. Why? Why are you doing that to yourself? That's the thing. Never race to the bottom. Never race to the bottom, because the others here are keeping their prices relevant. $7.97, and that one is independently published. This one's CreateSpace, so it's an older one. There's no price showing up for some reason. This one here, let's have a look. I think this one is independently published. Again, $7.97. Again, independently published, $6.99. So they are giving themselves room to actually be paying for advertising. $5.99, a little less room to be paying, but it's only 40 pages and 20, so it'll only be 20 images really. 125 pages, about 70 odd images on there. 103, so about 50, 51, 52 images. Same with that one, 30 odd images, $6.99. But this one here, why are you doing that? Unless they are doing it for marketing purposes, just to try and get up there, get sales, because it is a new book compared to the others. That book came out, when did that come out? August. And this one October. It's got a better sales rate. So that might be it. They might be doing it for that purpose, 45 plus. So they've got 50 designs, because, so reviews, 1 star. Let's go and check the reviews. That might not be the person that's created them. That might be Amazon's print. No, second person. So yeah, they look like they've been photocopied in. But they look good images if they were dealt with. So hopefully they can deal with those and put the price back up. So again, $6.99, $7.96. So don't race to the bottom. So then let's move on. And logbooks. Logbooks are one of my favorite niches, because there are so many different types of logbooks. Again, go into the main niche and actually see what people are doing. So password book. Who would think about a password book? But there are lots of people that want to keep their passwords in a logbook, and because they don't remember it. And there's also people that do it because they want to put it in their safe, and if they pass away, they've got a logbook of all their different accounts for their family to access. Then there's the walk log jog book, pilot logbook, internet address and password, hiking logbook. They're very popular. Internet address, so they're the big ones. Cross training, that's another one. Pilot, camping, again fitness logbook, internet, again password, again these here. So it's giving you the main ones, but you need to break down as well. So this is a different one. This is Behçet's disease. So it's pain. It's a pain one, but it's quite up. So you could do a like formalgia one, which is for pain as well. So you can do any sort of medical logbook, hobby logbook, like coin collecting, stamp collecting, those sort of things. Small book with big memory. Password. That's quite cute. But none of these have got really good BSRs. That has. Five Nights at Freddy's, the survival logbook. I think that's a book. Yeah, it is. Rather than an actual logbook. When I say book, I mean like a reading book. Duck hunting log. I would never have thought of a duck hunting logbook. But there's the duck hunting season probably coming up. I don't know when it is, but that's research that you can be doing. So that's the main one there for logbooks. And then what I thought about doing is looking at different types of planners. And what you can do is you could put different types of occupations. Like I put engineers. There's obviously teacher planners, but then there must be other people that also want planners. So I came across here, and basically it's just some notebooks. Different people have done notebooks with nice headings on and different things like that. Now, even if they've got high BSRs, it means they have sold at least one copy. So if you are selling at least one of these a month, you are getting some income in. So the idea is you want books that are selling really well, but you also like to have other books that maybe not selling as well as the others, but they are bringing you an income. So you need to mix and match all the different ones. And then the final one that I wanted to have a look at was just Appointment Book 2021. And yes, there's only 629, and you can even niche it further down by doing appointment books for different people, like dog groomers, hairdressers, which is a bit difficult because a lot of these are shut down. But there's also appointments that people can be using. You can't put a Zoom, but you could put online meeting appointment book, something like that. There's also track and trace notebooks as well. So people need to track who's been in their shops or their restaurants or with information so that they can be handed over to track what is happening. So there are some more. So these are all the different. So what you need to do is when you do your research, start out on your main niche, get your ideas, write all your ideas down, and then you go in and check further. So you could go here, spelling and writing for beginners. So we could just go in here, spelling and writing for beginners, and it breaks it down as well to grade 1, grade 5, grade 2. So, and it's done that, and we're down to 1,000 there with just that one there. And again, some of them are right, some of them are just handwriting practice. So another one we could do is probably sight words. Words. So that's gone over 8,000. But again, it is more in flashcards. So could we be having books with it as well? So this time we might actually go into books and see if we can compete. So we're worse, 20,000. So again, that's how you do it. You just check from all, go into books to see if it changes. And the reason why all is different to books is because all means it's bringing back everything. So that is what to be looking at. So what I suggest you do when you're doing your KDP niche research is to first of all look at the main topic areas that you're thinking of going into. Then from there, sub down and learn. Check out the cross niches, see if a cross niche will work. Like if you're looking at space activity books, there is a lot of those, but could you niche that down even further and break it into astronauts and aliens or rocket ships or something like that? So that's what you need to do. So my top suggestions for KDP low content book niches in 2021, the first one is educational niches, whether it's adults or for kids. Break it down, look into the different sub niches, because these will keep growing and growing, because a lot of people, they are not at school, they're not at college, they're not at university, and they still want to keep their education going. The number 2 is activity books. And again, make sure you sub-niche and cross-niche into these. Activity books are always going to be popular. They're consumables, people use them, and they want more and more. Then my next one would actually be colouring books. Again, sub-niche, go into different areas. Swear words seem to be popular with both colouring books and activity books. And again, you can cross-niche a lot of those. So different niches that you find in activity books, you might also find in colouring books. And again, the top niches probably in colouring book at the moment is probably swear words, probably stoner, and different things like that I would look at. People want funny, they want to be cheered up. But if you want to know more about colouring books, I will be doing a video going through the different colouring books that people who are actually in colouring groups and do actually colour want and are actually looking for. Then my next one is always do planners, and especially in January, planners are really going out, really doing well. They might be slowing down by now, but if you do undated planners, and do like goal planners and data, but aim it at different occupations. Then look at logbooks. Logbooks are always going to be popular as well. But again, look at all the niches. There are so many niches. And to get good ideas for niches in logbooks, look at hobbies as well, because there are a lot of hobbies out there that are not being catered for. So look at those, and then also look at different business types of logbooks, like expense logbooks, cash logbooks, that people want these, need these. Tax year's coming up again, so you know you need to be looking at things for people to be using as well. So I hope that has helped you. I've hoped you've got some good value. If you need anything answering, you've got any questions or anything, please put that down in the comments. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up as well. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be doing a hell of a lot more training with different softwares about creating books and different researchers to help you grow your KDP business, because this is one of the best ways of making money online. There's a lot of other ways, but this is one of the easiest ways to get started, and one of the easiest ways to actually see a return for your investment of time. But don't forget, you need to actually do the research. But once you've done the research, actually create those books. Don't get paralyzed by it. And I have been at fault of that. I like the research thing, but when you come to creating the books, you need to actually sit down and make a plan. So in my next video, I'm going to be talking to you about creating a schedule to help you be actually creating these books. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, go and watch the video again, or ask questions in the comments. Over on the right hand side, there are some training and review videos. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to be notified about any new videos on my channel.